Greeting everyone! Have you ever heard about IEP, Individual Education Plan? Okay, today let's talk about the best use of Individual Education Plan IEP for behavior management in special education primary school with integrated of character education model. Alright, let's begin with the introduction. Individual Educational Plan IEP is basically about a procedure with a written document as the final outcome. Creating an IEP involves a group of individuals such as teachers, support personnel, and parents that will working together to plan for a primary school student special educational requirement and how that plan may be implemented. In 16, stated that the IEP planning is informed by a range of data, potentially including the primary school students' competence in various learning areas, their preferred learning style, the particular interest, goal or aptitude of the student, and any specialist equipment, training, or resource that might be required. Page 15. For the next part, let me explain about the overview about this topic. Did you know about character education model? Character education model is a reversion to an intentional effort to assist primary school students in acquiring objectively valuable virtues. Primary school students cannot decide what is good and wrong for themselves. Rather, the school encourages virtues such as respect, responsibility, honesty, compassion, diligence, and self-control are modeled and consistently practiced in everyday encounter as part of developing a community of virtues. Character education is more than simply talking while thinking, but character educational model is more than simply teaching what is right and wrong. It should also include many elements of knowledge, attitude, and behavioral aspects, say Suryana and Latyana 2013. How to implement this approach? There are 4 stages in order to use this method. For the first stage, discover about the strength, need, preference, goals, interests, motivators, and background of the student. Begin by getting to know the student background, what they are capable of, being able and unable to carry out, such as strength, hobby, and interest, and also their learning obstacle. A teacher should also collect all the information about student educational requirement and also current competencies that have been achieved and not achieved from previous IEPs. Stage 2 is about to develop instructional plan, create collaborative, student-centered approach. Start working with the SSG to create SMART objective, namely specific, measurable, agreed, relevant, time-bound goal, and take into account about the student learning environment. There are 2 objectives to be planned, namely long-term and short-term. For the third stage, make modification to accommodate the skills and requirements of the student. At this stage, teacher can use instructional strategies, changes, or assistance to help students accomplish their SMART objective in the near term. To ensure that teaching, modification and support technique can assist in managing emotion and behavioral skills development. Teacher also can start create IEP by integrating character education model that's suitable to implement due to it can help to improve student value and character by engaging with school environment. For the last stage, we can start reviewing learning objective, effect, accomplishment on a regular basis. Start determine if the goal should be modified, taught in different way or changed, and whether the teaching strategies, adjustment, and support provided at stage 3 should be continued, revised, or replaced. Teachers need to be proactive and constantly make improvement as well as evaluate reflection after teaching. Why this need to be implemented? The first one assists the school and classroom teacher in developing a meaningful learning program for individual students and tracking progress against SMART goal. By engaging the character education model with the process in developed IEP that including with the teacher's assessment and all the detailed information from other specialists too, from all of these sources of information, it can be utilized to successfully plan for a student's education. For the second one, allow a school, student, family, and other support professional to share information. In a planning meeting, everyone should involve in contribute information about the student. This fosters collaboration and encourage involvement and devotion. It is also related to one of the purpose of character education, which is good school, where this school might lead to effective teaching and learning as well as to shape the personality of the student. This is also a chance for parents whose children are required special education to work together in achieving what the new target that need to be mastered. For the third one, encourage student positive emotion and behavior. With the application of the value of love found in the character model, it can reduce negative behavior, especially for students with special need education in primary school. This is because negative behavior is usually influenced by environmental conditions such as getting attention and love from teacher and parents. For the last reason is promote self-esteem and engagement through participation in the process. Special students acquire motivation and direction when they are involved in the preparation of their objective and are aware of the expectation placed on them. Traditional method is no longer appropriate. This is because of IEP is provide everything which is defined, realistic and attainable goal as well as feeling of purpose. Alright, let's talk about the impact. There is no negative impact if a teacher is able to match the strength within the model in the process of planning a student's special education IEP. So what is the positive impact in teaching and learning? Here we go. The first one is help to improve the mastery of skills that a special education primary school student want to achieve. As we know, IEP and character education model help students to develop new targets, such as when parents want their children reducing abusive speaking behavior at home, teacher will provide a variety of special intervention and teaching material, and also what is the best modification behavior that can be applied so that the target is achieved within the allotted time. The next one is teaching and learning is more directed because there is observation and review. With this observation and revision, teacher can modify IEP according to the current situation. This can make it easier for teachers because they are not bound to make any modification. This is because priority is given to what needs to be achieved that can be done. Furthermore, impact in teaching and learning is it can form a good character in the classroom by implementing the character education model. The last positive impact is a variety of methods and reinforcement that are able to add interest to behavior management. Alright, I will share some suggestions for special education teachers that can be used in the future. Firstly, teacher must create positive relationship with student parents. Next, teacher in special education must complete a course and get training in continuous teaching and learning in order to improve their teaching abilities in comparison to current teaching method. The third one is teacher must also pick relevant materials, resources, and activities as well as establish the approach, strategies, method, and procedure appropriate to the instructional objective. The last one, teachers should empower emotion to help students develop positive attitude. All of these suggestions need to be taken and implemented by a special education teacher due to it will help the special education teachers shape themselves to a better person. In addition, it will help them to better master in this program.